Hi, Taylor.
Welcome to
Much Ado About Some Shit,
where every week Raimi tries to talk me into watching garbage television by walking me through a season or some amount of a garbage show. Mm-hmm. What are we doing, Raimi?
We're doing absolute trash.
Oh.
Nothing burger bullshit.
Oh, God.
Yeah. When we sat down to do the layout of what this season was going to be, I was trying to find TV shows that were like kind of relevant, but I also didn't want to do, like, I didn't want to sit on Max and just choose every reality TV show on there.
Right, yeah.
So I decided to look at our dear friend Tubi.
Oh, God.
And Tubi, I love Tubi. One of the first suggestions for reality TV was The Girls Next Door. The Girls Next Door at the time was having a moment.
Resurgence of sorts.
Yes, because two of the girls that were on the show have a podcast where they talk about the show and like their lives at the mansion and whatnot. Do you know anything about this show?
Just that it's Playboy bunnies.
Okay, nothing else.
And
cool.
They lived in a mansion.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The Playboy
Mansion. Yep. I have a couple pictures to show you.
Okay.
So basically what it is... Oh,
sorry.
Say your spiel.
Quick note to any audio-only listeners. Any photos we reference are not crucial to the plot. They're just to help me know what the hell is going on because I'm a visual person running a podcast. But if you would like to see the images, they are available on our Instagram at Much Ado Some Shit or on the YouTube version of our podcast. Yeah. Same handle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I have a couple pictures to show you. So what The Girls Next Door was, I'm only covering season 1. It was following the lives of Hugh Hefner's 3 girlfriends at the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. His, like, top 3 girlfriends.
Yeah.
Basically. Mm-hmm. So...
I'm sorry, I had just forgotten that Hugh Hefner existed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not dead at this point.
No. Yeah, no. And I've now been reminded of
yes.
his existence, period.
Any feelings about Playboy and Hugh Hefner?
Look, own your sexuality. Mm-hmm. I don't love the men behind the industry.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a different time.
Yes.
What year was this show from?
This, so the year that this was filmed was very early 2000s. I want to say 2003, 4. Mm-hmm. No, maybe
that was
5.
A weird time.
Yeah.
To be a lady.
Yes.
Jeans.
Yes.
Only came in low cut.
Yep.
Even if you were too young to wear a thong to go with them.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And, no whale tails for me. I had on tidy whities.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 10. And, there was a lot, it was a peak fetishizing ultra skinniness.
Yes.
Blonde and just one type of woman.
Not even hourglass, even.
No. Skeleton.
Big boob skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boobs attached to a skeleton.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Bone titty. Anyway. Yeah.
As we all know, breasts are made from bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
It was a weird kind of gross time.
Yeah.
For women's sexuality, but also like if you found empowerment from your sexuality in this time too, I'm not gonna fault you. Like some people just were that body type. There are people who can't gain weight. Mm-hmm. Like my mom had a friend who had to get into weightlifting to reach 100 pounds because she actually, her body just wouldn't retain anything, which is not healthy, but it also was a medical condition that was non-optional.
Yep, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it was, she had to bulk up to reach 100 pounds.
Right, yeah.
And, so sometimes it just fit. If what's in trend fits with your body type, good for you.
Yep, yeah.
But, it ebbs and flows.
Right, yeah.
It was just a weird time. And I think it was a tough time for a lot of girls who were trying to fit societal standards.
Yes, yeah.
So, but hey, let's find out what this was about.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, there are several jokes in this season where they're like, oh no, my butt, it's so big looking. Like,
Remember when big butts were not in
right?
fashion?
And now it's like, yes.
Yes, ass for days.
Yeah.
Look, it works out for me because my mom did. Look, I got my ass from my mom, and did not like her fat ass because it was not in trend.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I got an ass that won't quit.
Hell yeah. It's good now.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks, Kim Kardashian. The only thing I got from you.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'll really give to her. She made curvy in style. Look.
Hourglass.
She made Hourglass in style. Look, she started the thing by having a fat ass.
And they're good fucking marketers.
Yep.
They are fucking good at marketing.
There's a reason they're still relevant.
Yeah. I mean, they were relevant in 2005,
You
6,
know
7.
who else was? Paris Hilton. You know who I haven't fucking heard a goddamn thing about in years? Paris Hilton.
She's
Sorry,
having a
lady.
resurgence.
Good for you.
She was on the VMA carpet recently.
Okay.
In a very beautiful dress that was very reminiscent of her 21st birthday dress.
Okay.
Which was very cute.
That's hot.
That's hot. She has a line of kitchenware at Walmart right now.
Okay.
She's also still doing fantastic work with stopping teen, like...
Oh, like kid camps?
Yes, yeah. That all they do is abuse and traumatize children.
Right. Good for her. It sounds like she's doing some good shit now, which is nice.
I believe she testified in her state against it.
Nice.
Yeah. It's super rad. So
good for her.
Yeah.
I guess my gauge of relevance is, do I know somebody who is not in the world at all? Do I know who they are or what they're up to?
Do you know who Sabrina Carpenter is?
No.
Well,
so, you know,
she's one of the pop girlies right now.
Did she do Hot to Go?
No.
Well, then I don't care.
She also performed at the VMAs, which Chapel Roan did.
Okay. Anyway, I just, like, the level people have to reach for me to hear about them is, like, Kardashian level.
Okay.
And a lot of people aren't there because that's a crazy level. So, you know, it's just funny to see pictures of Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton running around together in the early noughts. And now,
Paris Hilton being the
it girl. I'm like, wow, how the turntables.
Yeah, fucking wild.
Yep.
Anyway.
Segway City. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Yep, top 3 girlfriends
of Hugh Hefner. Who did, in fact, exist.
Yes.
Oh, they've all got little dogs.
Kendra has like 2 or 3. Kendra is the one on our far right currently.
Okay, let's introduce the ladies here.
Yeah, I forgot to put names on these ones. Sorry. Okay, so from left to right, we have Holly. She is like the number 1 girlfriend, and she has been there the longest.
Okay.
Bridget is in the middle.
Uh-huh.
She has been there second longest.
Okay.
And then Kendra is on the very end there. She is the newest girlfriend. She's only been there for, when filming gets started, she has been there for less than a year.
Okay.
Because the first time she came to the Playboy Mansion happens, the anniversary of which is a party that happens at the mansion every year that happens later in the season. So, PSA, if you want to watch this season and you have a dog that barks at other dogs or cats, don't watch this show in front of them. Mickey was so upset the whole time because, so Holly has like 2-3 dogs. Bridget only has a cat.
Okay.
At the beginning of the season, but in like episode 6 or 7, she gets this dog, Winnie, her name is Wednesday, named after Wednesday Addams.
Hell yeah. Bridget, I like you already. just for that.
Bridget is so fun.
That's
I really
amazing.
like Bridget.
Look, I have a fish named Gomez. There
Yeah.
was a Morticia. She did not make it.
R.I.P.
But, just hell yeah.
Yeah. She's also the only one with a cat.
Okay.
She has a black cat. That's part of the reason why she got this dog, is to look exactly like her cat, because she wanted it to be all black and fluffy.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's very cute.
You do love a good void.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very sweet.
Uh-huh.
Kendra also has like 3 dogs.
Okay.
They all have their own rooms,
Uh-huh.
which all of their pets live in. I mean, they can go around in the mansion.
Sure.
Bridget's cat basically lives in her room,
which
which is a little sad. But, these dogs are running around with the peacocks and shit that are also on the property.
So much old information is screaming back to me.
Yeah.
Forgot about the peacocks. I now remember the peacocks.
There's also a huge staff at the mansion. Mm-hmm. They have cooks. Like, we see several times Kendra picks up the phone and goes, "Oh, hey, can you make me chicken strips?" And they make her chicken strips.
Yeah, somebody make me chicken strips.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I'm pescatarian, but look, if somebody else is cooking for me, I get a lot less picky.
yeah, that's fair. This shit happens all the time. Holly at one point is like, "Hey, do you have this specific dressing?" And they get it for her. During a photo shoot that happens, Bridget is like, "Oh, they want me to wear this specific bikini for this shoot. But I think I put it in the laundry. Did it go to the laundry?" Because their laundry gets put in a basket. That basket gets taken down to a basement. And then I can't tell if it gets cleaned there or if it gets sent off. Because that's one of the issues that they run into is, has the bikini left the premises?
Wild. And
the guy who's one of the butlers at the mansion is scrambling to find this bikini, and they're like, "Well, if we can't find it, that's really disappointing and we're not doing our jobs right." Yeah, they find the bikini. It never got sent to laundry. It's literally on a hanger in her room. It's fucking insane.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rich people. Anyway.
Oh, this Hugh Hefner was upsettingly rich.
Oh yeah.
And the fact too that he does not afford his girlfriends kind of the same thing. They at one point, Bridget takes the girls on a trip to Vegas for another playmate's birthday. And they have to do everything on a budget. They fly coach. Yeah.
Hugh's letting his ladies fly coach?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't reflect well, man.
That's my thought. They also have a curfew. Yeah. They don't have to be necessarily in bed at 9 p.m., but they do have to be at the house at 9 p.m.
I take so much issue with men treating women like children.
Yeah.
Here's your curfew. Here's your allowance. What is she? Your daughter?
Right?
Anyway.
Yeah, there's a couple times where the girls go on day trips. They wake up at 4 a.m. so that they can go to these different cities without Hef. Mm-hmm. And then they try to be home by 9 p.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm upset.
Yeah. Here's the thing. There's not a whole lot to talk about. This show is a fucking nothing burger.
Oh, wow.
The fact that it got as many seasons as it did, I was amazed at.
How many did it get?
7 or 8.
What the fuck?
It got 7 or 8 seasons. These 3 girlfriends are not the main girlfriends for the whole time. Yeah. I think during the last season or second to last season, I think the second to last season, they're transitioning out. Kendra gets married to a basketball player. Holly will have a peep show in Vegas at one point. I can't remember what Bridget is up to. She's the only one that doesn't get a spinoff.
Damn.
Like, they're off doing kind of their own things, moving away from Hef. And so Hef gets other girlfriends, and that's what the last season is.
Huh.
Is these different girlfriends.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about the gal who got married whilst...
Oh, Kendra?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does one be a girlfriend of Hugh Hefner and then get married?
So, because I haven't seen the season in a long time, I didn't watch this show as it aired or anything, but I watched The Soup a lot, and they clowned on Girls Next Door, and subsequently Kendra was the show, Holly's World was Holly's show. They would clown on that a lot. But it does seem like they're allowed to have, like, other relationships, but, like, Hef is their main partner.
Okay.
Because also Hef can have...
I mean, he has 3 girlfriends.
He has more than 3. These are just the main 3. These are not all of the people, the girls that live at the mansion.
This was early 2000s polyamory. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Kendra is still very much, like, in Hef's life during that last season she's in, but is, like, planning her wedding. And, like...
Wild.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just surprised because Hef seems possessive.
Yes.
Like, because, yeah, obviously I didn't start by commenting that he has 3+ girlfriends. It's that, because of course he fucking does.
Yeah.
It's that he lets the girls that he gives a 9 o'clock curfew have other relationships.
Yeah.
I guess that was the only surprising thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's good surprising, but I don't know, man. Hugh Hefner was wild.
There's very weird moments. Like, there's so one of the major plot point of the whole fucking season, the whole 15 goddamn episodes. Yeah. I thought there were 10. So when I was at episode 10 and I was like, what? There's more? I was like, what are they fucking doing? Because nothing happens. Like, I wrote down a couple plot points. Okay, so I did a plot point for each gal, so that's 3. Yep. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 things to talk about that I felt were important enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder you let me bullshit so much at the start of the episode.
Okay, so the main plot point, we were talking about how Hef has some surprising moments, like this weird care that he has for them. Like, he can be really possessive, but there are moments that he cares. For instance, huge plot point is that, so none of these girls have ever been in Playboy.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Bridget tested twice to be in the magazine, but she didn't get in it.
Huh.
She spent time getting her degree. At the time that this is airing, she is trying to get her master's degree. And she wants to go for her PhD.
Nice.
Yeah.
She didn't need a spin-off series. She was becoming a fucking doctor.
Right. Well, she has her degree is in
getting a doctorate.
Business and marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming a doctor.
Yeah, a doctor.
Not that kind.
Yeah. So they're shooting the spread. And Bridget has a final at like 7 p.m. that night.
Oh.
So she's like, hey, when it is 5:15, you need to let me know, and I need to leave by 6.
Yeah.
So they get done shooting around like 6 o'clock, but then they decide, hey, we're going to do some shots with Holly and Kendra in the shower.
Playboy.
Yeah. And Bridget tries to get her final. It's a final exam.
Yeah. Those
moved.
are important.
She tries to get it moved so she can be part of this shoot.
Ooh.
Like, she sends an email to her professor at like 8 a.m. that morning. And she can't move it.
Yeah.
Because it's a final exam.
Yeah.
And she's disappointed. She comes home and everybody is like, hey, Bridget, how are you? How was your final? Like, acting like everything's cool. Because that's what they're concerned about. And she takes school very seriously. Like, we see her in the salon chair several times with her books.
Yeah.
Like, she's doing schoolwork.
Hell yeah.
And Hef comes into her room and is like, hey, honey, like, how did your exam go? And she's like, I missed the shower scene. I can't believe you guys, like, shot without me. And at first she doesn't want to tell Hef. And Hef is like, well, but if you can't tell me what's wrong, then what communication do we have in our relationship? And I was like, oh, wow. That is not something I expected from Hugh fucking Hefner.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
All right. He probably likes to be a fixer.
Yeah, probably.
Likes to be the hero.
Oh,
know?
yeah. I mean, that's part of, like, what taking these girls in is a little bit about.
I mean, there are worse complexes.
Yes. It's still not a good complex.
Well, the possessive side of it,
yes,
is problematic. But at least he does use some of his ridiculous wealth to make the lives of the people around him better in some way when it suits him. Look,
yes,
there's a lot of asterisks on everything I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all know it's fine.
Because I know I brought that up, but also, like, okay. So I couldn't remember exactly how Bridget had met Hef and had come to be a girlfriend and living in the mansion. So at one point she got invited to a party. So she was eventually invited into Hef's room at the end of the party. This happens with several other women as well. So it's Hef and Bridget and a bunch of different women. And something sexual happens. And Bridget was like, going into it, she was like, I'm not going to do anything that I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like her turn to do something sexual. And she's like, no, I don't really feel comfortable. And one of the other girls is like, well, if you don't, you're not going to be asked back. So she does. And she does this for a year before she is asked to come live in the mansion and be a girlfriend. So it's a power dynamic too.
Yeah. There's absolutely control there.
Yes, yeah.
Like, that's absolutely an element there. What with the fucking curfew.
Yep.
Shit like that, infantizing them.
Yep. And so Bridget wanted to be a Playboy bunny and be a playmate that's what they call their girls in the magazine.
Yeah.
Wanted to do that for a very long time and then was Hef's girlfriend. And so because of that, she thought that she would never get a chance to be in the magazine. So it's a really big deal to Bridget and Holly.
Yeah. When
he says, we're going to shoot you 3 for the magazine. I can't promise you the cover, but I can promise that you're going to be in the magazine.
Yeah.
Which I also kind of find bullshit because literally at this point, everything about the magazine goes through Hef. He gets the Bible or the Brown Book, as they call it, that is like a mock-up of each issue. He gets all the Polaroids. He gets all of the pictures, and he approves them. There's a point they're shooting what they think is going to be the cover, which ends up being the cover. And it's 3 of them in like a replica of Hef's bed. And they shoot it both with white sheets and black sheets. And the girls are literally laying in the sheets, waiting for Hef to decide at a different location, because Hef doesn't leave the mansion. Hef rarely leaves the mansion.
Right.
Unless it's an obligation. They are waiting for the call on if they should do the white sheets or the black sheets.
Wow.
Yeah. So the fact that he can't promise them the cover, bullshit.
Well, he's also a businessman. If he thinks they're not going to sell it, then they're not going to sell it.
Yep. Which is also partially why Holly thought she would never get a chance. Because Hef told her that she's not photogenic enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah. This is a tired episode. Yeah, Hef said that so that when Holly does get in the magazine, feels very validated as a girlfriend.
It's literally negging.
Yeah.
Like,
and many of Hef's other girlfriends have been in the magazine and have been the cover of the magazine. She, at that point, had been one of his only girlfriends who had not been in the magazine. So, it was a very big deal to her.
Hold that over her.
Yep.
So they shot the shower scene without Bridget, and she was sad.
Yes. So she tells Hef, and they reshoot the shower scenes so that Bridget can be involved, which she feels a little bad about. But she's still very excited because this has kind of been her dream since she was
meant a lot to her.
Very young. She says like 4. She would find her dad's Playboy magazines and just thought these women were beautiful, and she wanted to be part of that beauty, basically. That's what she claims.
Okay.
At the time.
I don't know what to think of that.
Yeah.
I have feelings, but they are confused.
Yeah.
They're leaning towards not good.
Yeah.
Look, I know that sometimes I've had small children in my life. Sometimes they just latch onto something. And you're like, what the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
Okay, sweetie. How do we tell them? What do we do?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't want to... Look, I feel like for me anyway, a lot of my time talking to kids is trying to not traumatize them with an accidental, flippant something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's always something, like the things I remember that, impacted me that my parents said when I was really little was something off the cuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't realize. And like, I don't hold it against them because I'm like, yeah, as an adult, you just say that shit to other adults and it's fine. Kids can take things weird.
Oh yeah.
And then it's a personality.
Oh yeah.
Like a while.
A like weird part of my personality comes from my mom saying this wild flippant thing. And I told her about it, and she was like, I do not remember saying that.
No, because to them it's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
But to a child, like, children put such significance on such little things that you will never remember happened. Because, fuck.
I have to shower every day, otherwise I will not have friends. My mom said that to me. So...
Because, yeah, it's just, like, you say that to a grown, like, oh, you don't shower, you're gonna be stinky and nobody's gonna like you. And it's like, haha, fuck you, you know? Like, or, like, fine, I get it, or whatever. But
that is very different than picking up your parents' porn.
Yeah. I'm, because part of my brain is going, like, was he paying more attention to the magazines than to her? And is this a daddy issue? And just wild speculation.
Kids also snoop around.
Kids also will get into all of your shit and have no sense of privacy or shouldn't.
Yes. Yep.
So Dad could have just very innocently he could have been just a fine father, but he had.
Yep. Could have been in his nightstand.
Yep.
And Bridget opened the nightstand and boobs.
Hey, look. I like boobs.
Yeah, boobs are interesting. They're very mysterious.
Yep, and kids, I mean, she was 4. She had been in close proximity to boobs.
In theory.
For
what
much
she
of her...
claimed.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
For most of her life.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just... Wow.
Yep.
Playboy bunny is not an aspiration of a 4-year-old I would expect.
No.
But also... 4-year-olds are fucking weird, so yeah, that could have very innocently happened. Shit happened with kids.
Yep.
Sometimes kids latch onto things that you wish they wouldn't, but what's done is done.
Yep, exactly.
And sometimes you just hope as they gain more context through the process of growing up that maybe they won't latch onto that, but you know what, whatever.
You never know.
It's all fine, whatever. She's safe. She's an adult. Everything's fine.
Anyway. Okay. Holly tries to cook. She does not cook. So there's a house across the street from the mansion. They call it the Playmate Mansion because when girls are there for their photo shoots, that's where they stay.
Sure.
So Holly throws a barbecue and tries to make her mom's pasta salad.
Aww.
Yeah, that's how she cooks.
I will never fault someone for not knowing how to cook or to clean. These
Yeah.
things are not intuitive if
No.
you've never been shown.
Yeah.
So it's
right.
not like a character flaw to not know.
No.
It's just a method of knowledge that's yet to be gained.
Yep.
Like,
and they do, earlier in the season, they have something called Operation Playmate. They take Polaroids of themselves dressed sexy, and they make cookies, and they send them off to care packages for the troops at the time in Iraq and that. So, yeah, like, they do that.
at least they got the picture.
Yep.
Some of them probably got decent cookies. Look, they tried. The effort was there.
Oh, they don't make the cookies. They decorate the cookies.
Okay, never mind. All right, that's fine.
They, Bridget's brother is in the military and stationed at a fort near the mansion. So Bridget actually hand delivers these to her brother and her brother's friends.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Bridget's family is very sweet and very supportive.
That's lovely. I'm glad that she is comfortable with them.
And that her family didn't disown her over this.
Yeah, some people are not cool with their children owning their sexuality.
Right. Bridget's sister stays with her at the mansion. And it's just there to like help out. She's there through the shoot too.
Sure.
And like they give her a makeover.
If my sister ended up in a mansion,
right,
I would fucking be there. It's like, and I'm moving in, sis.
Yeah. At one point, someone is like, "Oh, you're Bridget's sister. Oh, are you also one of Hef's girlfriends?" And she's like, "No, I think that'd be weird. Like one girlfriend in the family is enough."
Yeah.
Like,
we don't need to share.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she stays with them. And,
fuck yeah. Look, I'm just waiting for my sister to get rich.
Any close friend getting rich.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm right
it's
here.
Like, hello, I'm turned up. So permanent vacation.
Yeah. The other fun thing that happens is Bridget brings in a medium and some paranormal investigators to the mansion because she believes that it's haunted and that there's ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Look.
Yeah.
I'm just the reason I'm giggling is I'm imagining like one of those ghost investigation shows shooting.
Oh, like Zach Baggins.
Yeah, going through, like turning off all the lights in the Playboy Mansion and trying to pretend it's creepy.
Right. Yeah. The paranormal investigators Bridget thinks are really cool. They bring some equipment with them to do like
I like
readings.
all the beep boops. Yeah.
They do fun beep boops. And Bridget has a lot of energy around her.
Okay.
Kendra does not. Kendra doesn't believe in a lot of these things. Bridget thinks that the medium is full of shit because her reading doesn't line up with the experiences that Bridget has had. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot of mediums are full of shit.
Yes.
I could argue all of them, but I won't be a dick.
That's fair. Yep.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a spiritual person, but I don't believe in spirits. But I'm also open to there's a lot we don't know.
Yeah.
So
I'm also always at this point in time, you know, if the medium says anything about one of the girls, like I could kind of believe that, but when it's somebody like if a medium does a reading for John Cougar Mellencamp, like there's a lot of information out there about him that you can research.
That's the thing. It's like there's a lot of research that can be done. There's a lot of things. Even we watched a clip earlier today of somebody who is, you know, a dick towards mediums and things. Like, don't be openly rude to a person in front of you, whatever you believe. Come on.
Yeah.
But that person, like, getting stumped because the person did such a accurate reading about his wife and her sister who own a business, and I'm like, that is public information.
Yeah. That's public information.
Yep.
Like, And the way that their business is, they have social media that could have been very easily found out.
There's a lot more publicly accessible information than you think.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've worked in historical societies, I've worked in government stuff. There's a lot that you can just find out about people. So, you know, if you're a good researcher, you're a good psychic.
Yeah.
People don't exist in a vacuum.
No.
You might forget that you were in the news when you were 7 or whatever, but somebody can find it, you know?
Right? Were you ever an honor roll?
Yeah.
That was published in the fucking paper.
Yep. Dean's List, published every quarter.
Wild.
Yep. So there's just, you know. But I like the idea of somebody ghost hunting in the Playboy.
Yes. Right?
I enjoy that.
A ton of these plot points could have been... These episodes are 22 minutes long. Yeah.
That's short.
And that's including... They did a full musical intro. They did a full musical outro.
Wow. That's really a nothing burger. Wow.
Yeah. And like there's no...
That's shorter than a sitcom. That's like an episode of fucking SpongeBob.
Right? Yeah.
There is no B plot. That's just the other episode. Wow.
And the paranormal investigators, they're only there for one episode. Like they could have broken it into a 2-episode arc, like probably.
Yeah, they could have bulked shit up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Uh-huh.
Well,
And I mean, they have, we span their 4th of July party all the way to their Halloween parties. Like, in this 15-episode season. Like, but there's just no meaty plot points.
There's no substance.
Yeah, the meatiest plot point that I have is Holly being told that she's not photogenic and Bridget wanting to be in the magazine real bad. Kendra's just there having a good time.
Yeah, good for her. Kendra's just vibing.
Yeah.
Kendra's vibes. I appreciate that.
Yeah. She does some fun things. She's really into like rap music, which this time is like prime rap music for me. So she'll kind of go off on a lyric and I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Nice.
So, yeah. She's
right.
annoying to the paranormal investigators in the medium, but...
Well, you know.
Yeah. So Holly and Bridget have this whole podcast about how their life was. And, you know, they do say that it was pretty awful. And that there were really horrible things. Holly apparently was trying to have a baby with Hef. And that did not happen for her. But another girlfriend did get pregnant from Hef and aborted the baby.
That's tough.
Yeah, it was apparently not great. And Hef likes to claim that, you know, any girls with a poor opinion have rewritten history. Yeah.
That's
sorry
not cool.
that they had a different perspective and that they were in a power dynamic with you.
Yeah.
And they did not hold that power.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Also, a note on the aborted baby, we're pro-choice.
Yeah, pro-choice.
Yeah. We're just acknowledging that it's hard when you want something very badly and somebody else gets it and does not want it.
Absolutely.
That's tough, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, yeah. Well, that wouldn't... 9 o'clock curfew as grown-ass people. That says so much to me just in and of itself.
And I'm sure there's a lot of other rules, too.
Oh, yeah. That is a tip of the iceberg kind of thing. You hear that a grown-up has a curfew, there is a lot buried underneath that.
Oh, yeah.
That is never a solo thing.
Yeah.
Grown-ups don't have curfews.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I am interested. Do you know the name of their podcast? I'm kind of interested.
Girls Next Level.
Girls Next Level.
That's what it's called, yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll check that out because that sounds. I'd love to hear their
Yeah.
perspective.
I guess there was
that
also, you know, a hard-hitting docu-series about everything as well.
Sure. I sometimes don't vibe with docuseries.
I feel that.
Sometimes they're...
I can only do so much sometimes. I would love to hear there's specific podcasts that I listen to.
Yeah. Sometimes docuseries tend to go too much towards drama and stray away from fact, so I have a hard time with a lot of them unless it's from a reputable source.
Yeah.
So, grain of salt there. But straight from the horse's mouth with their podcast, you know. I'd like to just hear their perspective without all the drama editing of a docuseries. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's that.
Yep.
Girls Next Door, season 1.
Yep. Only season we're gonna cover.
Yep. No, that was
enough.
That was a nice talking episode, though.
It was a bullshit episode.
It was a bullshitting episode. I need to lay down less than I thought I would.
Okay.
Well, they just didn't do very much.
I literally told Isaac earlier today, I was like, Taylor's going to hate these fucking episodes. The person we don't want to win wins. And this is a nothing burger of a show.
It happens sometimes. People just make shows sometimes and don't know what to do.
The jokes are all the jokes are very sexual and very subpar.
Yikes.
That happen. So, there's not a whole lot of fun, interesting information.
Yeah.
That's an episode. Tune in next week for something else.
In the meantime, you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, all at Much Ado Some Shit. Special shout out to our patrons, Emma, Florence, and Meg. Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone for listening. Yeah. We will see you all next week. Bye.